No, what is a riddling?
Did Slacks try to tell me how to speak?
That is clearly not a verb, Rob. You have
riddling.
to check the dictionary. There's no riddling to be done
Went
here.
down to the local school and did a little bit of riddling today, kiddos.
Well, why? Yeah, that sounds terrible, Slacks.
I mean, I was just making riddles for the children. Anyway, Panda, get the cast together today, man.
It's going to be very exciting.
I can't wait.
Just very excited. But these odds, though, Maggo at 2.34, I think I saw that. That's easy money to be made because I think Maggo's a very strong player.
Indeed, indeed. Maggo is a very, very good indeed. I don't know what the hell these guys caught up.
I have no idea.
Got caught up on the Ricks train over here. Madmen.
The hype is with VinKelsier, but I think Maggo just has the, the more just standard consistent decks, and he's just a more, I mean, it's close. They're both very good players, don't get me wrong, but Maggo is, to me, some players call him MagGod.
My God!
So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it there.
My God! Well, I got to say, I'm just excited to have an analyst to help me out with this. I got a lot of questions.
It must be a great change. I mean, SunsFan is, well, he's SunsFan.
Yeah, he's awful. But being able to ask actual questions and get answers will be a lot of fun here. So here we go into our match here. Vin getting canceled out with that creep luck right there, my friend. And we've got the cams on as we are seeing that Rick's deck versus Abaddon. A matchup mostly no one thought would ever happen.
Yeah, this is a big surprise. It is going to be a fan favorite, so I guess many people are happy to see this. And we already have the draws here. I mean, sometimes I was saying, if you play this deck consistently, play it a ton of times, you'll end up getting these draws a lot, earlier and already from the start of the game. Both Underhides in hand. Maybe not the best moment. You want to draw your early game cards first, but they're still there for later. It's a guarantee.
And it's definitely something that he can plan around now. But Panda, I mean, do you like, by the way, having those cards that are desperate early, even though they're big name numbers, or would you rather those just come at their time of use?
Well, I mean, if you can, get everything perfectly at the moment you need it, then that's obviously the best thing.
Sure.
But and it can get clunky with something like 200 has alpha stuck in hand for so long. But you have foresights, you have ways to cycle through. This is kind of a mono blue with the Ricks added on in a way. No bolts, but still has some similarities. Just have 4 blue heroes, so it makes some sense. But yeah, I mean, foresights will help. If you draw Sanctum, you can kind of start cycling even better as well. So,
buddy, is this a double duel right here? You take out Zeus, you take out Kana, you get easy damage. I mean, very tempting, I would have to say.
We saw Maggo getting very aggressive in his last game against FaZe, where he wanted to get control of lane 1 early on, play those duels early, and just, take down Kana, take down the creeps that are going to spawn in this lane otherwise. It could be the line of play here, but we'll have to look at other lanes as well.
Okay.
Could duel Luna instead. Stop the Eclipse charges.
That would be pretty stupid to waste both the duels in the early game. That was a bit of a trap, Panda.
I mean, it's hard to say. Sometimes it is the right play.
I hear you, buddy.
But this duel here is definitely valuable.
Could potentially be coming out again, but as we've talked about so many times, Duel is just such a good card, man. It feels bad to waste it in this early game.
And this is even better.
Great arrow. Great arrow.
Is even better because you get to develop that standard bearer on the board. You still kill the Luna. You don't see any items in hand for Vin, which means that he can't really do anything to save the Luna at that point when the mana is already spent. So yeah, just a heads-up play by Maggo. Saves both of those duels for later. Can use them to kill maybe the Zeus this turn.
I have to agree with you there. And we get the Stonehall Cloak coming out to make sure that Treant Protector is still kicking. Abadizzler, the man we've been waiting for. Panda, you play a lot of Dota 2, by the way.
I have not played Dota 2 in my life.
How is it only knowing these characters based off of this game?
It's not very exciting because they are cards, so they don't move much. They don't have much, dynamic movement, facial animations like SunsFan does as well. So it's weird. Maybe I get into Dota 2 someday and find out, the other side of the coin.
Attaboy. Wow, what a cool perspective you have.
Maybe not, though.
I mean, cool is maybe not the right word, but it is an interesting one for sure. Here we go to this first lane. Abaddon going into lane 1. He does have a Blink Dagger, so that makes a lot of sense, but what do? We keep Treant alive, blink out? Is that the play?
Well, Initiative is in hand for VinKelsier, so he has a chance to play something like Sanctum before a duel comes down. But if he plays Sanctum, the duel will, I think, almost certainly answer back from Legion Commander. You're going to play Dimensional Portal instead. And now the duel can still come down, but once the mana is spent, it's not as valuable.
Now we get in this choice where, the duel, you've held on to it for so long, you kind of wonder when to get rid of it. It's kind of like my virginity. You just keep it going, You've gotten this far. You're still going to heaven if you just keep it going.
Slacks, are you not married?
I am married. I'm waiting, though.
Okay.
I'm still waiting.
I think that's TMI for most of our viewers, but thank you nonetheless for sharing, some of your deepest, darkest secrets.
In the eyes of the Lord, even after your marriage, is it actually okay?
I'm gonna stick to the gameplay.
All right, Panda. Just stick to the gameplay.
I'm not SUNSfan. I'm not gonna let you go on these tangents about your virginity and your marriage and what problems you may have in that realm. I'm gonna stick to this, artifact game between.
We'll get there. We got a few hours together.
That is true.
I'm gonna whittle you down, and soon you'll be telling me about your virginity, my friend.
I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but you can try.
Thank you, Panda. All right, so a little bit of action in this lane here. We do have the Aphotic shield coming down on Abaddon.
You got it.
To get that damage there, and he's actually going to be blinking out our boy Treant Protector. I like that move.
And you want to have that split between green and red heroes on these different lanes, because if you draw into something that starts the line next turn, you have Time of Triumph already in hand. Yep. That's kind of the missing piece of the Exodia puzzle.
Exodia, I know that reference.
Well done.
Would you ever like to have an Exodia card in Dota? I mean, not Dota, in Artifact.
It would have to be balanced very well, unfortunately.
Well, probably not going to happen in Artifact.
Probably not. I'm glad you're not a card game developer.
Thank you. Anyway, free damage in a lane with a Bristleback. Looking so good here. God, that's a lot of damage.
Now, we mentioned Stars Align for Maggo, but Vin also has Stars Align in his deck, and he has a similar, well, not a similar payoff, but still a very powerful payoff in Thunderhide Alpha. Although these red-green boards are going to get, very wide in general, so they're going to have the chance to have, a lot of different creeps to block and just chump block the Thunderhide Alpha turn after turn. So it'll be a little bit harder, I think, to get that damage through, unlike against Mono Blue.
Sure, but we do have Duel, which is a very nice answer to that whenever that comes up. I mean, especially in that late-game scenario, you drop down the Thunder, you wait for all that mana to get expended, and then that tricky Duel can easily take a tower. We'll see if we get down to that point, though. Look at those arrows! Macaw! He controls it all, baby.
And this, unlike, there was a prey on the week very early, but still, this tower is healthier than I would expect it to be, actually. Still at 28 HP.
Yeah. Roseleaf in this lane to get ready? Is that our play?
What are you getting ready for?
Yeah,
8 mana that comes naturally next turn anyway. Well, if this Roseleaf dies, which it looks like it is.
It is.
There's a chance, but you can also play Stonehall Elite to divert that arrow, or spring the trap and get lucky. That's just how it works.
Gosh, what the hell was that? That was quite a guess there. Nice job clearing out that wave that you said so important. That kind of long boy damage right there, and whoo.
And now Time of Triumph is still going to be there for next turn, as long as this Roseleaf Druid survives. We see a hand that has a few spells, a Sanctum as well, Ignites that are more setup plays, but not really direct damage to maybe kill that Roseleaf Druid this turn. Although the Annihilation will probably be seeing it possibly in lane 2, because Rix, never mind.
I mean, that's
coming down here.
That's freaking value, in my opinion, to get rid of those. The trap has truly been sprung now.
I mean, it's the lane you had kind of the biggest dominance in with all those, hounds from Prey on the Week, and all of a sudden having to normally want to have one blue hero and nothing else. You use it as a suicide bomber, and it's over. But in that case, you kind of, also shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
A tiny bit.
Now, you got to use the duel here, right? Am I crazy? But I mean, 10 damage. That's so, this guy's really been holding on to these duels for the special moment.
And the thing with these flashes, when you have Rix that has...
Still doesn't use it.
Not coming down. That's surprising, I'm going to be honest.
These duels are such high value.
So the thing with this splash is that... Well, this makes more sense, actually.
Yeah, I get that.
When you have Rix, you have very few cards you can play with him. If you kill the blue heroes and only leave Rix there, he has what? Active Defiance. Doesn't do all that much.
Not that much. And 18 damage going to the way of Macaw. Takes that thing out of there.
Tower down, so now has to focus only on one tower. I think he will still probably split his resources because things like Annihilation do exist.
Yeah.
But still looking pretty good. Maggo racing the clock with Ramp. Did not find kind of that crazy turn 2 Time of Triumph, but still is going to have a wide board lane 2. Two creeps going there as well. Zeus and Rick's going to have to fight against this and see what they can do. Jesus,
that's a lot of Traveler's cloaks. This guy's making a cult. That's a lot of hooded boys running around.
I'm glad you were able to pronounce the item correctly. I was doubting you for a second, but you pulled through. I'm very proud, Slacks.
How does someone have problems saying cloak?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How'd you get so eloquent, Panda?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. Living in Spain doesn't do that for you, but...
Do you speak that language that they speak in Spain?
No, I've lived in Spain for 10 years, and I was born there, but I managed to somehow not learn the language.
Right,
it's been hard, but I made it through.
As an American, I'm not quite sure what language that is. What language do they speak in Spain? Oh, my God! It happens again!
Not only that, but again, it's exactly enough damage to get the kill.
No! Don't do it! This is madness! My God! What is he gonna do? Bracious and sacrifice. He's gonna kill himself, for Christ's sakes!
Time to make their lives hell.
We were talking about your made-up language, and the game ended.
I mean, that's the first tower, Slacks. The game doesn't end just yet.
It's over!
But it's on the way because there's really nothing that Red-Green can do to stop two Thunderhide Alphas.
God.
There's no Slay. There's no Annihilation.
You throw bodies. That's all you can do. You just throw bodies.
You have the jump block. You have to, believe in those sacrificial lambs. Creeps coming in.
Holy shit.
Going straight to slaughter.
All right. Well, I was about to say, man, I mean, those two Thunderhides were really just taking up room in that hand, but all you need is 1 Stars Align. You ready to party, baby. Vin has just got the most evil smirk. This guy really is the Riddler.
But now duel can come in.
Okay.
Rose Leaf Druid as well. You're going to push in a lot of damage here. You don't have the second duel for this creep as well, which could have been, not quite lethal, but close.
That's unfortunate, baby.
But you can play maybe the Rose Leaf Druid on the left side. You can try and find the trade on this creep instead.
Yeah.
And he does not find it. It's a good attempt, though. You can play one of these, Blink Daggers or Jasper Daggers on the axe to get those extra 2 points of damage. Stonehawk Cloak as well for the value over time. And all of a sudden, this is...
Woo!
We don't see a clear defense for Vin in lane 2. There's no Annihilation. Eclipse is still only at 4 charges. Mm-hmm. A lot of creeps here to buffer some of that damage.
Oh, here come the cloaks. Here comes the cult, baby. Put them down. That ain't going to do anything, but I'm pretty excited about it, Panda. You ever been in a cult, Panda?
No. I'm going to have to say that's a negative.
All right, thank you, Panda. So, in your expert opinion here, really looking bad for our boy Mago, am I right? What does he do here?
I mean, the lane 1's looking bad, but he already has 1 tower.
That's
lane
true.
2 is very much in his favor.
That's true.
There isn't a clear in hand for Vin right now to clear out that board. We're going to see Time of Triumph next turn with maybe 4 heroes even because, lane 1's scary, but it's not the Ancient just yet. You're going to be dealing 53 damage.
Sure. But
you don't have the chance to maybe develop a huge play on the week because there aren't really damaged units either, so...
Yep.
And there's no Bolt either. You'd have to draw the 3rd Thunderhide.
Don't say things like this. Don't say you would have to do this, because that is exactly what Vin's been doing this entire day, but... Ooh.
And you'd have to find even more ramp. You have to find a 2nd Stars Align.
Wow.
So the odds aren't quite there. If he does find it, then I think Rob can now actually start to say he was lucky because that would be a little, a little bonkers.
Yeah, all 3 Thunderhides coming out in 1 lane with no one to stop them.
Now we'll see how Maggo decides. He can risk it and not go lane 1 at all, but that is risky. He has to, I think, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's blocking up here. He's going to assume that lane 2 is just going to go his way. They do have blue creeps there to kind of put some stuff in there, but...
Well, this is also the fact that Vin could have Annihilation in hand.
Yes.
He doesn't, but Maggo does not know this. So if he goes all in into lane 2, initiative is on the side of Vin. There aren't any initiative cards in Maggo's deck, I believe.
Yep.
So there's not much he can do. And at that point, it would just be a clear Annihilation and probably a game win for Vin. So Maggo playing it safe.
Gotta. You have to assume he's got that Annihilation, and that would just be a game win. So
the draws here are massive for Vin. Not as much for Maggo.
Look at that arrow. That is nice for the Bristleback. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what he's looking for, though. We do have a lot of little blocks here. Emissary could potentially come out.
Annihilation not drawn. Only 5 charges on Eclipse. Could deal some damage here, but might not be enough. We see Berserker's Call. If initiative is in favor of Maggo, it's going to be pretty much game over here unless we see Blinks, which we don't see in hand actually for Vin. So this might be actually in Maggo's favor, despite this,
Well, I do want to draw your attention to that Arcane Assault, though. So
That's true.
He does have that, so he has a lot of mana here with that refresh. He can put down maybe some Ignites, some Thunder Gods, save up for an Eclipse, but no matter what, he will, unless something crazy happens, have initiation for that next round.
And Ignite would help a lot in, taking down 2 of those creeps, taking down, the health pools a tiny bit to make Eclipse actually try and maybe even clear the whole lane and stop this, rampage from Maggo in lane 2 that way.
I think that might be the play. But here we go. We're actually going to see a Thunder God's Wrath come out here.
I don't fear death.
Gotta be doing the math, right?
Axe is still very healthy.
I mean, two ignites plus a refresh, and then a Arcane Assault. I mean, that seems like the play.
If Maggo knows that Arcane Assault is in hand, he would be playing cards here. But because he does not know this, he's going to, opt to instead try and pass for initiative because he knows Berserker's Call wins him the game.
Yeah. Man, I don't know about that Thunder God's Wrath, man. That certainly puts things into a different place.
It still weakens the heroes a bit to make Eclipse a tiny bit more attractive, but with only 5 charges, you don't have a guarantee you're going to kill both of these creeps.
Sure.
The tower's only down to 14. There's the Arcane Assault, which leaves Maggo a tiny bit sad there, I think. The multicast too. Not too relevant. And again, Annihilation not drawn, so you don't have that chance to just clear the board.
I mean, at this point, you do play, though, right? Because you don't have initiative anyway.
And you have 2 Blink Daggers. So.
I mean, you just start playing. You know that you've lost any chance of coming back. So we're just going to make that guy invincible. Probably double Blink in the next lane and just close this bad boy out, potentially. I guess he can't move Bristleback.
And any charge that hits the Abaddon is going to be a charge wasted. So not something you see every day because Abaddon, well, isn't played every day. Constructed at least.
Oh my God, you're right. He blinks Abaddon, he soaks up all that Eclipse.
He can Time and Triumph here and then also move it to the second lane Time and Triumph again with the heroes that do survive. So,
although he is still playing under the assumption that an Annihilation is just immediately coming out. So there's a very good chance he doesn't move anybody.
Yeah.
But we'll see what he decides.
We have all the information as casters, but the players have very little information. They can only see their hand.
They got shit! What a shame. What a shame. So here we go. See if we can get some kind of God tier Eclipse. Remember, he doesn't have a refresh in that next lane, so I really don't know, man. I think does he blink over and assume he doesn't have it? Ooh. Oh, a tricky play.
Going for the Emissary.
Interesting. I like that, playing it safe. 14 damage.
I mean, the Emissary isn't an ancient kill this turn. He'd have to survive in lane 1 for 1 more turn against 2 Thunderhides. That's a big ask.
There's no weapon I haven't mastered.
Although, maybe with Legion as well, there's a chance. No, I think there isn't. I think it's just too much. 72 HP is just too much. You have blockers as well there, so.
Oh, man, he really needed that Annihilation here. It's all on this Eclipse. Kill Axe, and you will win the game, potentially. Oh.
He doesn't do enough, but the Legion Standard Bearer dies, which means that the Berserker's Call isn't going to be killing Kana this turn.
Yeah.
He can Time a Triumph.
Can duel.
There's no mana available for VinKelsier.
Yep.
Stars Line is there, but of course no green hero, so this is just going to be game. There's nothing that VinKelsier can do, and that's it. I mean, Maggo played it safe. He found an alternate out in lane 3 with the Emissary as well, and 2 Thunderhides.
Yikes.
Still can't win the game.
I mean, that's what happens sometimes when you go in a little too early on those Thunderhides. You know, they're not the hardest things to block up and make sure they can't do any damage. So without many answers of what happens when he actually gets blocked, when he gives the opponent time to react, it's kind of bit him in the butt there. That was great plays by MaggoGx.
The fact he didn't draw Annihilation in that last turn, that was really the game changer. If he draws Annihilation there, I think it's almost over for Maggo. You just annihilate lane 2. You had initiative as well with the Arcane Assault, and then just take over lane 1 with those huge, big, beefy bodies.
Sure. Or as I said earlier, if he just got that on the Axe, if he killed that Axe, no Time of Triumph on that bad boy. So would have been pretty good. But here we are in game 2 already.
And both players switching decks, actually. VinKelsier had the chance to stay on that deck. He lost on it, so he has the chance to play it again until he gets that win. But instead, both players switching.
The memes are over, my friend. It's time to go to this Tidehunter deck. Of course, forced into it, but I like the decision to move over because we do have the Centaur in this deck, and I like to call Centaur the Red Killer. He could just decide to kill an enemy red hero pretty much whenever he decides with that signature card.
We're going to see Bristleback here. Attempt to probably get the Poisonous Strike on the Bristleback and kill Legion this turn.
Man. Really? Duel? Good idea here?
Well, Legion survives. You get the trade.
Yeah.
And the Poisonous Strike is not really going to do much. Would have just traded for Vin anyway, so.
Okay.
Some players really hate the turn 1 duels.
Yeah.
They're really iffy about it. You waste a card, you don't get too much done in terms of board presence because, 2 turns later that hero's coming back anyway. You don't block too many plays either in terms of, blocking actually cards from being played and impactful cards actually in the lane. So But I guess Maggo values it. So
That was interesting.
he knows what he's doing.
Doesn't want to get that Bristleback to have any armor, man. My personal rule, if Bristleback gets any armor, you abandon the lane no matter the situation, 100%. Write it down, kids.
That might lose you tournament, Slacks.
Nah, that's fine. It works. So, right here, we've got a couple block ideas. Maybe he could hit somebody with the ghoul. Pretty strong, wouldn't you say?
Bristleback hitting a creep, not going to get too much damage on him, even with the goo. It is a good modify effect, though. The earlier you play it, the more value it gets because you get that -2 armor throughout the whole game.
Now, in your professional opinion, what is the worst hero in Artifact, Panda?
Well, that's
The
a bit
worst
situational.
Here, no, it's
Probably Outworld Devourer, right? He's not very good.
No, not
He
great.
kills creeps, though.
He does. All right, the goo has been exchanged.
There it is.
Although it is pretty good on Bristleback. Gotta say, it's a lot more value to have on that axe. With removing that 2 armor makes him just, available to get slammed on. Bristle always has the chance to get that armor back. So sad times for Axe here as we move on to the next lane. Standard Bearer? Is that the play? The Stonehall Elite? He's got a lot of options.
And that's going to be probably a trade here. Stonehall Elite for Stonehall Elite.
Wow.
Or Bronze Legionnaire actually is probably even better because you keep that Stonehall for later and it still trades.
Sure, nice and cheap. I like that idea. Put down the Legion, baby. How in the lore could a simple Legionnaire defeat an Elite? I don't know.
Well, because the Elite has that ability to grow, whereas Bronze Legionnaire is kind of stunted. The growth period is over. You know what I mean?
I see. He's like a young child.
That's it.
Wow. Easily to defeat.
He already hit his puberty, you know?
hit
But
the
Stonehall
prime.
Elite, he's still growing.
The Legionnaire hit his prime back in high school. He's as high up as he could possibly get. All right.
He's dead now, so.
As we all will be one day. Anyway, so this not seeing too much coming out for this black until one more round. The coup de grace is finally drawn, adding to my theory that Phantom Assassin is completely broken. You literally just have coup de grace. Let's take a look at that deck list. You got anything else?
He has ganks and pickoff, so
Yep.
it's only 3 cards. With a splash of black, there's not much cards to be played there. Even if your opponent focuses on that black hero to kind of stop you from playing some of your cards, there's only a few there. It's just a very consistent splash, and it allows for plays that gank works really well with PA because it has a great attack, 10 damage to heroes, and also 8 HP. And pickoff also as well. You can cross lane kill heroes coming into the turn, the second turn of the game. In this case against red though, when they have such high health pools and armor, it's a lot harder.
I gotta say, man, I was really dogging on Tidehunter earlier today, but we've just seen this hero come in clutch so many times today in so many different situations. Not as bad as I originally thought, I gotta admit. The Jasper Daggers, as you can see, both people holding that very close to them, but it seems to be doing enough work. So here comes Tide into the lane 3 as we head into lane 1.
The big thing is that Tidehunter, we're seeing it being played in very combat-heavy decks, where you see, the Time of Triumph, Berserker's Calls, stuff like that going on, and the stun stops all of that. Whereas against decks that rely more on spells, something like Mono Blue or the Storm deck from way back, it's a lot less effective, I think, in stopping most of what those advantages are.
Yeah.
In this case, it's just mostly all with red. It's combat-focused, and it works a lot better in this case.
I'm feeling it, baby. All right, here we are, waiting for our moment. Gonna pass. He had a lot of cards he could have played there, but even a Vicious Nasal Goo on PA could make the difference. But deciding not to lose that, and well, he didn't lose any. I mean, he's got the initiative. What are you gonna? He didn't even have it. He didn't play anything.
I mean, the cards for Maggo aren't great.
I mean, no.
The Kraken Shell and the Viscous Nasal Goo.
Sure.
Nothing too flashy.
Probably want to goo this axe, though, right? What? Okay, more damage.
I mean, he wants to go fade. He wants to get to the tower as low as possible, as quickly as possible. He's looking to be quite dominating, actually. Lane 1 and 2 both in favor of Vin right now, although this lane is quite low, 20 HP already.
Oh, Centaur War Runner. I don't think he cares about having negative armor, but that's what I like about MaggoGx. He just he throws out stuff when he can play it. I gotta respect that. People hold their cards a little too close to their chest sometimes in this tournament.
And this Stonehall Elite, 8 attack.
Woo!
Clearly, he's rising up the social ladder.
I mean, maybe not the social ladder, but he's definitely becoming more angry.
The cheeseburger eating ladder.
Yeah, that's the wrong kind of ladder. I'll put you down pretty quick. Anyway, as you were saying, very healthy lane 1 for Maggo, despite not really doing anything in this lane. The blocks have been there for him. And seeing how things turn out here, Mr. Panda. Hootie hootie? Is it time?
We could see that. I mean, we're already killing the Bristleback here. Bristleback can trade with Berserker's Call and take down, just a 1-for-1 against Phantom Assassin and also take down the creep to open up some damage from Axe. But yeah, Ku comes down instead.
Oh, it takes out the pick-off, though. That's kind of a bummer.
Well, I mean, it's better than a Horn of the Alpha.
Or a Time of Triumph.
Time of Triumph. Like the real value cards in this matchup.
Sure. But yeah, definitely thinking about using that Berserker's Call here. But what does that really get you? It kills PA. That's about it. So, might
have
just...
Phase Boots as well.
Yeah.
Can save your... If you play Whirling Death and the Phase Boots, it does save your Bristleback.
That is true. But he's going to sacrifice himself.
Just Suicide Bomb.
Just take him out. I don't really understand that one. I mean, doesn't really get anything that...
He might be saving the Phase Boots for a different lane.
Sure.
You can find out soon enough. Well, everything looks pretty healthy.
He just decided, you know what? Today's your day, baby. You're going to die. Let's go. Nice block by that creep. Hell yeah. Good job.
And Whirling Death can almost take it down with a -1 armor. We'll be doing 3 damage to it.
16 damage.
But not quite enough.
We do have a phase boots, though, so, I mean, can't complain that much. In fact, phase booting that little creep would double buff everybody. That'd be pretty hype.
This will work out nicely.
And looks like that might be exactly what goes down. What a prediction.
Well done, Slack.
Thank you so much. Whoa! So we got 8 damage heading onto this tower here. Do you duel? What do you do here?
Well, you can play Viscous if you're VinKelsier, still initiative on his side. We see Maggo just passing at this point. The duel doesn't really kill anything because of the armor on Legion.
Dude, Viscous, the creep, then Whirling Death.
That's a play.
That is the play. What a Dumbo. Can't believe you didn't do it.
And now we'll see. Probably Maggo looking for initiative in this lane, able to trade there with the Stonehall Elite.
Sure.
That was very big, and also the Centaur Warrunner, I believe it was. And now Tidehunter's all alone here, so the Ravage not looking too tasty there. No heroes to be seen in that case, but Bristleback will be alone in lane 1. No deployments for Vin, means that he can do a lot of damage. Only 20 HP on this tower, so... I
mean, that's 10 with a Jasper Dagger, so... Wow! What an incredible amount of damage from a basically naked Bristleback. He also has Poise to Strike.
If he finds a Spring of Trap with the Jasper Dagger, so he can get the lethal this turn on the tower. We'll see if he gets the lucky draws here.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And he doesn't.
No, not today.
So unfortunate for Maggo. Could have raced this tower down quickly and then just focus on maybe lane 3 instead. You can have the blink on Axe as well.
Ah, dang it. I keep getting confused. I always look bottom. He don't got Poise to Strike. Ah, somebody help me. But anyway. Thank you. You doing all right over there, buddy?
I'm still, a bit in shock.
Okay, I'm
interesting character, but...
Thank you so much.
Again, I think we might just see... I mean, Axe can try and defend this lane, but it's going to be pretty hard. It's already quite low, and he does have the Blink Dagger to move. Actually, we're wrong. He had Phase Boots on,
Holy shit!
Maggo, with the calculations, the math checks out, the Russian math in this case.
This guy's going to win!
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
This tower's still at 40 HP, as is this one. So there's a long way to go still, but I would like to see, I think, a Blink Dagger on Axe, kind of forget about this lane altogether. But, yeah, VinKelsier sees this.
Hell yeah.
He has a lethal already there present. He has initiative as well. He plays enough magic instead and shuts off any kind of Blink Dagger plays from Axe.
That's exactly how you want to use that card. Just in a gotcha scenario where you just take down something and move right along. So even in things out here, pretty much, although that 40 HP on that tower and that 34, that's kind of rough.
And now if Maggo focuses on lane 3, Vin's going to have to come into this lane where Ravage is up.
That's tough. Got a few answers for that, though, you know?
You'll be dead.
You could potentially...
There's 2 Jasper Daggers, so you can unstun yourself.
That is true. And you also, don't forget, we have yet to see the beautiful Centaur signature card of Double Edge. You can pop a few of those and do a duel and take him out pretty easily. So we'll see what happens here with this card draw. I would definitely be hoping for some of those Double Edges, buddy.
I think we might just see a full-on deployment into lane 3 from Maggo, or from both players, actually, because that seems a lane to go to right now. We could see some Bamboozle from Maggo, maybe focusing lane 1 instead for the Ancient, but That would be very risky.
Party time, baby! We've got Time of Triumph on both teams. They both want to sink that big boy and do some work. The question is, who's going to be foolish enough to do it first? Because although they both have Time of Triumph, that empties out all the mana. They both have a lot of different cards that they can play instead.
Radimus Pillager opens up an alternate win condition now in lane 1, so I think we're definitely going to see that played here. There's really no reason not to. And now it just makes Vin say, I mean, we can both stall out in lane 2. We can play our Ravages. We can stun ourselves. We can, not do any damage, but...
That looks nice, buddy. Take him out of there as well, beefing up that Red Mist Pillager to do even more damage, getting all the heroes getting ready for that Time of Triumph. And another win condition, as you said, made here. The clock is ticking. I don't think it will matter that much, to be quite honest with you, but the clock is ticking either way.
Well, it's a 2-turn clock. It's going to race this Ancient Kill for sure. We can see maybe a blink, and it could cause Vin to move some resources to lane 1 instead.
We've got the double edge, baby. That's not bad at all. So somebody could get killed here on the enemy team. We could see something crazy.
Now, as soon as the blink goes down, I think we might see enough magic just to stop the blink from happening.
Yep.
And just to have that 4v3 and the Ravage available for Maggo in lane 3, so he's going to be in a better position, to be honest.
Bruh, what about all of these cards that we have to get that initiation? We got 2 Kraken Shells.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is, making sure that he...
The blink
doesn't
stays in that lane. No movement from Vin, and now it's a 4v3 with Ravage.
Yeah.
Initiative is in Vin's favor. He has the Jasper Daggers as well. So the stun, I think, won't matter too much, but the positioning is perfect for Tidehunter, actually.
Absolutely. I mean, in that, you think getting initiation would be a big deal, but what does he really do with that initiation? I mean, he's kind of stuck here. Well, he put down the Time of Triumph in the Jasper Daggers, though, so that's pretty hype.
Initiation?
Oh, damn it. I've been doing so good.
You were doing so well all of today.
All right, here we go. Time of Triumph put out. That is very nice. The Ravage, he's doing that first. Why not? What do you think, buddy? This is beefy. This is like a freaking frat party. I love it.
We're going to see the Ravage come down. 2 Jasper Daggers. Actually, only 2 in the deck, I think, for Vin as well, so...
Damn, he got them both.
Oh, there's 3, actually, so... Really playing around the meta. Playing around, these stuns from Tidehunter. The Tidehunter meta is clearly upon us.
Next round is going to be pretty hype, and we do have enough magic from Vin ready to roll, which could very well cause disaster. Big decision. Do I Ravage or not? He's going to pass on Ravage. Wowzer.
Both towers down to 8.
He really wants to Ravage next time. This could easily be a tie.
Yeah. Well, more than easily. It's almost... I mean, lane 1's not going to get the Ancient Kill this turn. Not even close. And the Red Mist Pillager is very stupidly curving into a creep instead of hitting the tower, so that's stopping the exponential growth there from the Red Mist Pillagers.
Not that that matters. I mean, this game is over no matter what in this last lane. Somebody's taking it home. You blink over, right? You have to.
You have to.
Have to blink.
There's no blink for Maggo, unfortunately.
Any blinks in Vin? Can we scroll over a little bit? Nope, just the daggers.
There could be a coup on one of the daggered heroes.
Yeah. Poised to strike first to make sure that he gets to go in there. He could fight through the pain here.
So he's going to have initiative, but Maggo can answer back. And
bro,
this is the battle of initiative.
Go look to the... Oh, you're right.
Almost anything.
There's 2 for each player, so whoever plays it first is going to end up losing that battle.
But he doesn't... Oh, my God. This is so high.
And that's going to have to be Vin, right, to steal it back, so...
Let's take a look over to the right lane and see. 18 damage. Is that enough to kill Tidehunter? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
He's going to duel first.
At this point, I think he's just stalling.
Yeah, just getting rid of cards. He wants to see what he's got here. Oh, baby.
But this is huge because now it forces Maggo to be the one to steal back the initiative first, which means he's going to lose out the battle there.
Oh, my God.
But now this gives it back to Maggo, so the back and forth is there constantly. We're going to see the first one come from Vin to take initiative back. Now Maggo's going to answer with his own. Now Vin's going to answer with his own again. And Maggo's going to close it off with the second Kraken Shell. The fact that this is more exciting than the actual Time of Triumph lane says a lot about these matchups.
Holy shit. Oh, man, that is so huge. Here comes the Ravage. 100% has to be a Ravage here. And
he misses the Timbersaw.
That's big. We could duel that. the duel. We could duel right here and tie it out, right? Would Timbersaw be able to get rid of any? He's got to get rid of the Legion Commander. That kills him.
Stonehall Lee is there.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Now, he still has 9, though. He only has 1 move, coup de grace, on the only non-stunned hero if he doesn't do something here. Oh, I think this might be over. Is this over, buddy?
We'll find out very soon. The curves are helping Maggo out, but again, these heroes are all stunned, so...
Well, we still have Jasper Daggers.
Yeah,
He doesn't know
we have
that.
2 of them. There's the first one.
Wow. There we go.
And there's the coup. Now the second one's also going to come down.
Yep. But who's it come down on? Axe? No.
Axe can get ganked. Well, there's no mana for gank, actually, so...
Yeah.
Maggo's locked out. He's just a spectator now.
Yep.
He's looking at what Vin can do with 9 mana. Jasper Daggers in hand. You have the duel from Timbersaw.
You just Jasper Daggers on the Centaur, and then you duel the Tidehunter to death, and then you win. Is that correct?
Or you can duel the Phantom Assassin as well.
That's right. Huh. I think you Jaspered the Centaur on that one personally, but whatever. He duels right now. The PA kills her, and we got ourselves a tie game.
Now, can you win the game?
Can you win the game?
That's what Vin wants to find out.
14 damage? I don't think so.
Whirling Death does very little.
I was wrong. What? Am I missing something? Yes, I am. Apologies.
Mana's still there.
Holy
still
shit, my head is
3
hurting
mana
right now.
available.
I'm out. This is your job.
You can play Double Edge on a Stun Centaur. Not just going to do much. You can also phase boots. That's probably the better option.
All right.
And unfortunately for us, this will be a tie.
Woo!
So Maggo. Well, the duel's still here, actually.
He could kill somebody. But he would die. He would die, right?
There's Retaliate on the... There's 6 Retaliate on the Legion.
My head.
This is some complicated stuff.
It's too much. It's
if
too
he
much
duels
math.
the Legion, he doesn't kill it either. He
But
needs to have
he does have
16
double
attacks.
edge.
That's true. But then if he does it with Timbersaw, which is the only non-stunned unit...
Damn it. What if he could double edge one of the enemies and make them fight the Centaur, and then they would have all that negative armor plus the Retaliate, even though he's stunned? Okay, well, you know.
It's a tie, Slacks. Just accept it.
Whew, my head.
That's some complex stuff, though. With all the different combat modifiers, it gets quite complex with double edges and duels and Retaliate and the Time of Triumphs. But in the end, I think that was Maggo's game to win.
Holy
and VinKelsier found, even with the initiative battle won by Maggo, he didn't have anything to capitalize, really. He had the coup de grace and little else to really, stop that Timbersaw from doing damage. And the fact that Timbersaw wasn't stunned was massive, because if it stuns everything,
that was over.
Could change the game completely. So
wow, I thought you had to be a Dumbo to play Red. Red is supposed to be Ogre, me hit tower, me make die. But God, that was a lot of math in that one. Shout out to both of our players on that. That was crazy.
Now Maggo's still up 1-0 in this series. That draw is going to be as if it never happened. Delete it from our minds.
Whew, I don't know if I can. My head literally hurts.
You have to try, Slacks. There's a long day ahead of us. So
okay,
don't live in the past, buddy.
You got it. So we got 2 Bronze Legionnaires. That's a hell of a hand to have on your first one.
Could see a curve here. I don't see
it. Dang.
But Vin is pretty happy about this start, I think.
Well, we see another Bronze Legionnaire going to be taken out.
No plays for Maggo to answer back, so the early game is very much in Vin's favor.
Yeah, that's got to hurt. But no exposed tower here. Now, are you a fan for using the double edge to get that massive damage in like round 1 or round 2? I mean, I know everybody says you got to put that damage and make sure you close out the tower, but that does make a big difference, doesn't it?
Depends. You have a lot of early plays like Bronze Legionnaires, for example, early on, and if you take that risk and it backfires, you're in a bit of a trouble that you just found because you made that play yourself. It wasn't your opponent's fault. So
sure,
you can dig your own grave in a sense, and sometimes it's not the right play, but it really does depend.
Dang, man. I'm still caught up on that last one. Holy shit. Okay, anyway, so we've got these heroes coming out here. Bristleback is going to trade with Legion. That's what Legion wants. None of that armor, my friend. What's up?
Whirling Death.
Up!
I was about to say there's no real spell in red that can deal direct damage. Only Sucker Punch, which is not really played in the meta. But Whirling Death, the inclusion of a hero like Timbersaw in an actual tournament, means that this card
What a goddamn shame. All right, he's going to be ganking out here, taking out the axe, assuming that nothing's happening, and making that whirling death even better. Oh, he's definitely going to be feeling bad about that one. The double kill. Holy shit.
And the armor on Bristleback. So this is, I think, I mean, you can even double edge if you want to.
He should have. That would have been real nice.
This is the start of dreams for VinKelsier. I mean, you can't get better than that in lane 1. Total control. Double hero kill as well for just 2 mana.
Man, he just put that PA on the platter. That's got to feel awful. And there we go. Nasal Goo on the axe as well, taking out his big advantage. And that first tower is already looking gonzo. I mean, what do you put Tidehunter in there, or you just let it go?
This might just be game already. I mean, it's going to be really hard for Maggo to bounce back into this one. He is definitely regretting some of his decisions, and also just the fact how everything lined up with Bronze Engineers, in hand for Vin, and no early game plays for Maggo means that, yeah, it's just a crazy strong start for VinKelsier.
Wowzer, man. All right, here we go. So I've never heard you so, sure about a victory. You said that that might just be game right there.
I mean, look at lane 1. How do you stop that?
Lane 1 looks pretty good. I think you let that one go. But there's options to figure out a way. There are 2 other lanes.
There's a chance.
There is a chance.
We see Maggo has some pretty good mid-game cards. He has the 6 mana plays all lined up, Spring the Trap as well, and the coup. Missing Time in Triumph maybe, but the early game again. He can't play any cards this round unless he draws into something like a gank. This is his only option. Well, his black hero's dead, so never mind. He literally cannot play cards other than Phase Boots this turn.
That hurts. So do you just duel here and take this guy out, or do you just double edge?
Well, the duel does push enough damage for... yeah, you can double edge as well. I think double edge is probably less valuable than duel.
Yeah, I would probably say that. So
that being said...
16... Yeah, okay.
You mentioned it before, but double edge used on your opponent's red heroes?
Yeah, I mean, it is the red hero killer, in my opinion. We could just see... you don't want to waste a Phase Boots here, do you? Phase Boots is pretty value. So, okay. We'll take our time here. Probably finish out with the double edge, or just sure that he's going to take it. So, he's going to put himself up to that risk. I very much doubt that his opponent will try to save that lane. So.
I'm surprised he didn't take that tower down this turn if he had the chance to with double edge. I mean... There's no reason not to, put that tower on an Ancient Clock to force your opponent to, go back into that lane instead of now it being 1 turn slower. It's not that big of a threat at the moment. It can leave Maggo the chance to play his heroes into different lanes for now. Contest lanes 2 and 3 instead. So I am a bit surprised. Might be a reason we don't know about just yet.
Phase Boots coming out. Cannot do too much except for really just get that damage off of Axe, but he wants to kind of be dealing damage to Timbersaw at the same time, so... Not sure if he's going to take that opportunity here. Stonehall Elite and Double Edge could be used here. And Phase Boots could chase the axe wherever he decides to go. So, not too many options. Really hard for Maggo this game.
So we could see Stonehall Elite played and then Phase Boots and Double Edge. Double Edge played on the axe, actually, and the Stonehall Elite would trade with the axe despite the 14 health. But we'll see if Vin sees this lineup play at all and if he finds it valuable. He would be killing his own Stonehall Elite in the process, but...
I mean, just legitimately doing 10 damage and then adding on a double edge.
Well, actually, the -1 armor is only because of Timbersaw's ability, so it would actually not be enough. I believe it would be 1 off of the kill on axe, so not an actual line of play, but something to think about. I mean, double edge can be used on your own heroes, but also on your opponents.
This is looking awful, man. He's got so far to come back here.
Yep. Lane 1's gone.
Yeah.
Lane 3 is already on 24 HP as well, so
not good. And as the match continues, I mean, we have just enough magic right here. So if the spread is looking good enough, double edge and enough magic, and you don't even get to let your opponent do anything.
But if something is in favor of Maggo, it's the fact that his hand is looking a lot healthier for the end game. Whereas VinKelsier's hand is pretty bad. I mean, enough magic is okay. He is in a winning position, which is where enough magic really shines.
Let's take a look at that third lane. We already know what's going to happen in this lane. Probably nothing. So, Tristan Standard's coming out.
So, not the greatest draws. We don't see Time of Triumph for either player just yet.
Oh, yikes.
Maggo has lane 2 pretty much under control.
Man, that creep is really doing work with that arrow on that third lane, man. Woo! Because he can Phase Boot out. There's a lot of different things he can do. He can duel it. And then, yeah, I think he might have what it takes to take this lane out, actually. We'll see, though. How's that math, buddy? Screw lane 1 and 2. It doesn't matter. No shit's going down here. Just go to lane 3. Go to the action lane, Panda.
Well, not yet, but the Ancient Kill could be there.
Oh, right here?
Not here, obviously, Slacks. Lane 1. Come on. How is this
I was about to say, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is the worthless lane. It's not even worth our time. Just skip.
We might even see a Town Portal scroll on Tidehunter to try and get the actual value from that Ravage.
Yeah, get the hell out of there. Sure. Marrowfell Brawler going to be put down 6 damage. I mean, that looks certainly nice.
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
So
well,
this lane will take itself, basically.
Let's do a little bit more red card math here. Now,
it's not enough.
It's not enough.
He's not doing any damage right now.
I mean, he does have options, though. He could duel that creep. He could double edge. He could put down a stone hall.
But Maggo can answer back. He has, a ton of creeps to block. He can also play Legion and the duel himself if he finds a good trade.
Nice duel to take out the black card, though. Making sure that no coup de grace is available in that very important 6th round. And now 6 damage onto that tower. Still have some more options as well. Marrowfell Brawler.
A perfect trade.
Very nice.
Kill Stonehall Lee, even though it's already been buffed once.
I'm not leaving the battlefield.
The Fountain Flask saves the Legion on Vin's side. Keeps his lane healthy, and this might just be, a stalled out lane. You might just win on the Ancient lane, to be honest. I mean,
yeah.
If Maggo can defend good enough, he has only a Tidehunter to maybe play in the lane 1, but that would just feel terribly bad. Have to play a Ravage just to stall out lane 1. And
he's got that enough magic threat as well, so I mean, you could put Tidehunter in there and then just get slammed anyway without really being able to do that much. Whew, this is a real tough situation. If Maggo can win this one, this guy certainly deserves it. So, what do we do here? Could phase boot out and do something, but I mean, you're going to get your damage blocked no matter what at this point. You could kill one of the red heroes. You could kill Axe right here by putting double edge on top of him. That is an option.
Could also play Stonehall Elite.
I think you double edge and kill Axe. I mean, that's one less. Oh, that Dresden Standards! How could I forget the best goddamn card in Artifact, baby?
It's a good modify effect, but it stays one off, killing that Legion, and the Axe also survives. So they're very weak, but still alive in that lane.
Listen, I don't want to be this guy, but bye. Axe coin is dead. Rick's coin is too risky, but Dresden coin is the future. For sure.
Unlike last turn, there's no Jasper Daggers in hand for Vin.
Okay.
Which means that he can't really play around that Ravage from Tidehunter.
Yeah.
And Tidehunter is very healthy as well, so no real direct kill threat. Well, he could double edge into something weird maybe, but not in one turn anyway. In one action phase.
Okay, I mean, he could have played some cards there, but I guess he's really just using that as a threat, more as a active want to take out that Ancient. I mean, he had a lot of damage.
So Spring could have been played here into lane 3, but Initiative, Vin, or Maggo rather, valued Initiative much more.
Oh, another Whirling Death, buddy. He takes out Legion Commander and Axe.
If he's not stunned.
Oh, Jesus. That Timbersaw needs to not be stunned. He did it once before. Will he do it again? Will we see something a little greedy coming out here from Maggo, and not insta-stunning as well, but 2 heroes, both killable with Whirling Death yet again. Maggo, you can see in his cameras, man, he's really thinking, is it worth hitting this button right now and praying to RNG? Oh, no! Wait. Whirling Death, easy pick right here. Kills 2 heroes.
Pushes through a ton of damage as well, and it only costs 2 mana, so you can still play more cards after that.
Still double edge, still poised to strike, but he luckily doesn't really have any red heroes. He's still blocked by that one very brave creep. So, ooh.
You can play Spring the Trap, and that Dresden Standards actually last turn was allowed the Stonehall Elite to survive.
That is right.
Which was massive, because now it's looking to be a problem to kill the Centaur in one hit and get bigger and bigger.
That is correct. I don't remember where we're at on SUNSfan's list here, but I'm pretty sure he's getting close to that Haagen-Dazs. He got real close to Hagen. All right. So many threats here for Maggo. I mean, Jesus. You got lane 1, which is basically unstoppable. You got lane 3, which is a very hard call. And you got poor Bristleback just sitting in the mid lane, twiddling his thumbs. And he gets blocked by those 2 creeps. Holy shit, what an unfortunate match for Maggo.
Yeah, it has to be over, I think, at this point, because even if he can stall this lane out in lane 3, he's not dealing any damage himself. He needs a second tower. And this lane's still at 40. There's a massive wall here to deal with. And it's the same over in lane 3, 34 health and a massive wall to push through as well. So this is it. I mean, he can stall out for maybe a turn more or 2 turns more, but Either the Ancient kill here or the third lane tower is going to go down very soon.
I'm not a fan of, you know, surrendering before all your options are out, but I'm not really seeing a way for him to possibly get through this. But hey, you know what? We're Artifact players. We're going to play it out, baby. We're going to see what happens. There's always arrows. There's always something that could be there to make sure that the life is still within us. Never give up. Never surrender. Here we go.
And a color like blue has a chance to go back into a lane that was completely lost and just delete everything with Annihilation. But red-black is more about incremental value being gained over, you know, multiple turns. And now you can't really go back into lane 1 and say, oh, I'm going to start, you know, trying to fight back because it's just too late.
Yep.
Even with something like Time of Triumph, it's going to be really, really tough, I think.
We do have the Phase Boots online. That arrow yet again on that same creep. Look at the arrows, baby.
No damage pushing through. I mean, 24 health on the tower still. Time of Triumph only in Maggo's hand. It's not there for Vin, so maybe we take it back. All of a sudden, a clearing is opening up here in the middle.
Looking pretty good.
But lane 1 is still a problem. He has to split his reach up between 2 lanes. Can he do it?
Yeah, and don't forget, we still have that enough magic. So if the block isn't perfect on that next round, if he does have lethal, this game is just over. But we'll see if he wants to give up that initiation and just go for that chance.
Initiation?
Damn it!
Come on, Slacks. I expect better.
I'm sorry, buddy. Although if he does skip on everything, I mean, I'm pretty sure these guys know. He knows the plan, right? And he does have all of these things with my boy Tristan standards. He does have a lot of different things that he can play to get that armor up. Possibly saving that
kill the
Legion.
PA. Yeah, he can even take off some armor, some modify effects there as well on Viscous Nasal Goo.
And he could save Legion Commander. He only needs to play 2 more spells to buff up that armor enough. Am I right?
Uh-huh.
So
he could even put the Phase Boots on Legion Commander and Porter out into the...
Could he?
Yeah, I mean, he could. If he wanted to.
That's true.
The option's there.
No, I just don't know if the... Yeah, if you replace the cloak, it keeps you alive, right?
Unless you're under...
I'm pretty sure she's under. Yeah, that looks...
She's under, right.
Looks
I think
a
she does
under.
die.
We do have a Blink Dagger, though, available, so he could just sack this lane, get out somebody, go to that first lane, and then just enough magic. But he chooses to stay. As you said before, I mean, he is just kind of splitting this damage. There's just too many things that Maggo has to worry about.
You might see the first game we see 2 Ravages in 1 game. Only 2 turns away there for Tidehunter.
2 Ravages.
Gonna be a big ask, but maybe.
That is definitely not gonna happen. Don't get hyped about that, chat. But here we go. This has got to be a perfect block or something. I mean, he does have Berserker's Call, and he lost that initiative. So, oh, he said it right that time. So now it's not just an immediate game over if he has the damage.
Ooh, those creeps, though.
Woo!
That is a great defense if I've ever seen one.
That is nice. But don't forget, we also have 2 Blink Daggers. So if it doesn't look like this is working out, you just head to that last lane and then enough magic again. So, ooh, got to have some big plays here.
You can play Spring the Trap and Bronze Legionnaire. If you think about just going all in on lane 3 instead, you can play a Spring the Trap, the Legionnaire, and the double blink out. There is no enough magic in hand for Maggo, so he can't really do much about that. And Berserker's Call won't be killing any of the heroes here either, nor will the duels, unless you play 2 of them.
Yep. Is he spread out enough just to leave these guys in the first lane, though? I mean, he's not risking too much.
I mean, you're almost guaranteeing the kill here, right? Spring the Trap.
Yeah.
2 more heroes.
Yeah.
No time, though.
We do have some arrows, but the arrows will not make... There's only 1 chance for a faulty arrow coming in if he blinks on the right-hand side, which Spring the Trap can easily fix that problem for him, eliminating that arrow possibility. I think you're right, buddy. I think you spring around 4, you blink out with 2 heroes, and you just win the game. Phase Boots as well.
Now, if VinKelsier isn't careful, if he leaves his lane abandoned, you could see a duel from Axe pushing 10 damage this turn. A duel from Legion maybe as well, pushing some extra damage there too. And maybe next turn, with a Time of Triumph and some lucky arrows and this board kind of cleared, you could see something different happen.
No way.
I mean, there's a chance.
This dude is doing 40 damage next round.
There's a chance, like, you have to believe. The game's not over until it's over.
Always a chance. Now, if you're this Maggo, you're probably thinking about dueling this this nice little Centaur War Runner and preventing something from happening. So, yeah, he is going to duel him. A smart decision to put that Blink Dagger on the Bristleback first so that you don't lose one of those Blink Daggers immediately. And Bristle now most likely going to be casting Spring the Trap and then leaving and finishing the game.
And now you mentioned enough magic being huge in lane 1, but these blockers have something to say about that. But in lane 3, you play Spring the Trap and you port the Bristleback, and Maggo decides to Blink Dagger the Bristleback in his lane 2 to lane 3 instead and loses initiative. Then all of a sudden that could be the enough magic kill on lane 3 from Vin. So I think that might be what we'll see here. I'm pretty certain actually. Because you don't want to blink these 2 heroes. There's still a chance for you to fight for this lane here. This lane is being taken already. You're not going to get the Ancient kill no matter what. It's impossible. So Bristleback is not useful at all in that second lane.
Boom! 'Twould be foolish not to do. And so here we are. Not quite sure he has really anything to do with this. He does have a duel, but Tidehunter, his weakness, not very much mana. I mean, attack, excuse me, mana. So, yeah, I think
now,
options are pretty limited.
If Bristleback, once he blinks, if he lands in front of the Stonehall Elite.
Well, he already blinked.
The other Bristleback.
Oh, okay.
The lane 2 Bristleback.
Thank you.
If Maggo lands in front of Stonehall Elite or the opponent's Bristleback, he stops the enough magic from being direct lethal.
That is nice.
This is the blink here. We'll see where he lands.
Drum roll, please. And no,
So that's not enough. And now we're taking 26 damage in lane 2 or lane 3, which means that VinKelsier with enough magic will be able to seal the deal here.
He
goes
could,
straight to combat phase.
He could be a dick.
I don't think that's the option. I think he wants to guarantee to tie this series against Maggo, and now we're going to go to game 4. But because of the tie, actually the game 3 and the deciding match in this showdown between Maggo and VinKelsier.
That's right. I mean, these 2 opponents have put in a hell of a fight. In case you forgot that tie game where we remade the game, barely making it out of there. I still haven't done the math if one of those 2 guys could have won, but it doesn't matter. Welcome to game 3, and I've got some great news. Rix is back. He has just won Mr. Vin with that red deck. He's not allowed to play it again. We're playing Conquest, and that means that our boy Rix and the Thick Boys return. Let's head back into the game.
And right away we see all the blue heroes are still alive at the moment, so definitely something is going in favor of Vin here with, you know, pretty much a mono blue list plus Rix basically.
Yep. So this is the attack of the splash here, huh? All red and a PA versus all blue and a Rix. Who will be more powerful? Probably PA.
Well, the Thunderhide is there.
Yeah.
The Sanctum's there as well as a big piece in this deck, I think. You can, you know, refresh and just play things like Foresight, draw cards.
More importantly, double Ignite in round 1 with a Kana in your deck.
That's not at any cost. The art looks similar, Slacks.
What? Oh my god. It really is.
You need some glasses, Slacks.
Man, it's been a long day today. I don't know how
We're
long.
not even close to being finished.
What are you talking
There's
about?
2 more series after this one.
2 more? Oh, Jesus. I love Artifact. Here we go.
So the creeps, obviously with Kana, they go into lane 1 for Vin. Phantom Assassin will try and fight back. Stonehall Elites will be a great way of fighting back these creeps in lane 1.
Indeed it will be.
Axe will be killing Kana as well. We could see a Sanctum here. We'll see what else Vin can draw. Double Sanctum.
That's pretty good, buddy. Now, the great debate that they had earlier, do you double Sanctum in the same lane? You spread it out. Double Sanctum can be so strong.
Yeah.
But you really do telegraph exactly what you're going to do. So what's the play here, buddy?
Well, if you're losing this lane already, it's kind of risky to play Double Sanctum because you're not going to get the value out of it for the next turn, really, with only Rix coming into this lane. Well, that's one way of doing it.
There we go, baby boy.
You kill all your poor creeps, so Kana, her ability, completely useless, but you're able to stall out a tiny bit and kill a Stonehall Elite as well, which is not too bad. Now, the Curve can come in here or just play the guaranteed kill with Legion Standard Bearer, probably the smarter play.
Come on now.
Maggo's a good boy.
Always go for the curve, but no, great play there. Don't risk it on the arrow. Well, I think we saw this exact situation on their first series.
Yeah, we did. It's just
in this
deja vu.
exact time. Woo! Look at him go. 8 damage onto that tower as well. A pretty hefty hit in the early game.
And VinKelsier, he has a setup play in Sanctum, but nothing to follow up, which means that he's at the mercy of whatever Maggo has in lane 3, which is already taking a ton of damage. We're going to see the Stonehall Elite probably come down just to do some extra damage to the tower. And this is looking very good for Maggo. I mean, a really strong start, 24 health here. This lane's kind of whatever, but it's looking good for Maggo.
That is looking great, man. It's kind of the opposite of what we saw last time. Just all this aggressive power in all these different lanes. And now it's time for Vin to show he can do the same thing Maggo did and tie things up.
Triple Stonehall Cloak as well. On turn 3 is huge because of the value over time. He decides to go for the card draw instead.
Holy shit. That is big, especially on a boy like Tidehunter. You slap a Stonehull Cloak, he will literally never die again. Except for, you know...
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
That would kill him.
Or Coup de Grace.
Or a Thunderhide Alpha.
Or, you know, there's a lot of things.
That could maybe kill him.
You know, with a Cloak, though, he might be the only person in the game that can survive a Thundertide Alpha direct hit.
I'm not entirely sure if Vin's going to play a Thunderhide Alpha to kill Tidehunter. I'm not sure that's the goal of that card.
No.
It might be. We'll see.
No. All right, here we go. Need some blue cards here, baby. Need something. Nothing to play with this nice Agnum Sanctum here for Vin. He does get very lucky there. Gets a nice foresight.
Yeah, the setup is there. He has 2 Sanctums down. He has an Ignite down as well. So he has a chance to unlock some of his deck here. Prey on the Weak.
Ooh.
Okay draws.
That's not bad.
Better than nothing.
Sure.
He has a double Thunder God's Wrath possible play in 2 turns with the Sanctums. That's absolutely massive play as well. But these are very beefy red heroes. So as long as Maggo keeps them nice and healthy, could survive nonetheless.
Absolutely. But he does have a Town Portal Scroll. You save Zeus this time, or you just get him ready for round 7, I wonder.
You can probably let him die.
Yeah, I think so, too. Let him die. He'll come back around 7 and ensure that he probably gets something off. So, not too risky at all. The question is, do we want to duel and go... No, not at all. What does that get you? 2 damage?
Yeah, if it was a different red hero, it
Yep.
would be an option. But with only Tidehunter being, you know, the answer there, with only 2 damage pushing through, I don't think it's worth it. It's better to keep it for later.
That's an interesting choice right there. 4 damage? I mean, that could be a very powerful card in this deck with how spread out that we've been seeing this lane go. So, Vin just trying to cover a little bit up here.
Yeah, he has to stall. I mean, this is a strong start for Maggo, very aggressive, putting a lot of damage on all these towers, and he has to make sure to keep as much health as possible.
Yeah.
He's using these Prey on the Weak instead of in an aggressive manner, which we see a lot. Instead, he's using it to defend, to make, you know, a wall of blockers there, and just kind of stop this, you know, siege from Maggo. Well, we see it in the end.
There he goes. Got to keep that Zeus alive. I can respect that for a little bit. And, you know, put the dog there to die. I don't know what the deal with that is. 4 damage don't seem like a lot, but I'll take your word for it. Rix dying in front of Bristle. Nah, whatever. It's fine.
He's coming back. It's okay.
Oh,
Not a big deal.
Kind of think you duel there and get that free damage on the tower.
Again, duel could almost be used as a silence in this case against this, because you're almost guaranteed to kill these very squishy blue heroes, and if there's only one in the lane, you can duel with initiative, and then, you know, all the plays are gone. So it's hard to commit this early, or you're not entirely sure if it's going to be worth it or not.
Man, Ogre Magi getting knocked out here. Ugh, he really would probably wish this guy was alive. He can play Prey on the Weak before he goes down, but what is that going to get him? 2 dogs?
Yeah, he would have probably hoped to have Ignite in this lane instead of lane 1. Unfortunately for Vin, we saw Maggo's luck. You know, all these creeps coming to lane 3 instead, dodging the Ignite and also dodging the chance for Prey on the Weak to get a ton of value.
That is, you know, that's luck. But at the same time, if he does get that Ignite later, that could bite him very easily in the booty with that Prey on the Weak. So he only needs 1 multicast. He covers up all the creeps and then does damage to the tower. So nice there, getting that initiative.
We're going into a very dangerous turn. 6 mana, Eclipse comes online, Annihilation comes online, and the Berserker's Call comes online as well. So initiative very important at this turn for Maggo.
I don't think he can go back to lane 1. I think he's got to go. Vin just shouldn't go there. He has to assume that he got that initiative because he has a Berserker's Call. He can put Rix there, though.
I mean, Axe is only at 6 attack because of the nerf, so Kana survives.
Yeah.
Zeus survives.
Okay.
And Rick survives.
Okay, so not a threat at all. Thank you very much for just destroying me there. Appreciate it.
And actually, lane 1 is all of a sudden the least dangerous lane, because lane 3 is down to 8 HP.
But Daiji Makimo! He could put that on Axe and then Berserker's Call.
But then you lose initiative. And
That
all of a
is
sudden,
true.
Eclipse could come down. Although
That
Eclipse
is
is
true,
only at 3
buddy.
charges. With Tidehunter soaking up a lot of that damage, could be, you know, pretty bad play. But I think the biggest thing is the fact that Vin has to draw Annihilation. He does not find it. He has Arcane Soul to draw cards, though. That was the only chance here, right? There's too many creeps, too many damage that could be soaked up if you play something like an Eclipse, for example. And I guess you can play Prey on the Weak, but still not very good in this lane.
Yeah, he had a lot of things he could have drawn there to make that lane not die. Just one of that Ignite, again, could have drawn the dogs there as well, blocking all that damage, but he just is not able to find anything to deal with that last lane. He does have an ending cost, though. I'll clean it up.
That's true.
That's nice for him. Arcane Assault as well for potentially another draw, but at this point, he's blocking a lot of damage here. He's got to be afraid of that Berserker's Call after the Dejimaki gets put on there.
But even if he at any cost, lane 3 is only 8 HP. It's not going to be very hard for Vin to push that damage. We could see a pick-off from lane 2 to weaken the Kana and then a Berserker's Call in lane 3. So even if all these creeps die, the Legion Commander survives, doesn't have them all anymore, so won't take this tower down, but it'll be close.
He could potentially slap a Jasper Daggers down on that Luna to make sure that Axe at least trades, but that would be quite the silly play because you want to keep that for the Tidehunter Ravage. So there you go.
Initiative in favor of Vin. Berserker's Call would be pretty good here as well. Would push a lot of damage.
Yeah. Do you want to just red Mist Pillager and hope for the non-arrow, though?
Well, you have mana up for Vin, so it's going to be really hard for him not to have something that can at least, one tick from Eclipse, even if it's only at 4 charges or 3 charges.
Yeah.
It would kill it, so you can bait for an issue. I mean, this would actually, well, yeah, that arrow does.
That is awful.
Not help too much.
Well, he should have listened to you. Easy Berserker's Call there, but actually not going to be doing anything on that one. Just letting that tower go.
Even if an answer comes back, it would give initiative back to Maggo, so it wouldn't be a bad play either, baiting that back, but in this case, does a little bit to stop this. You can use Eclipse now as well, which would clean up the Legion if something isn't done here. Legion has to play Berserker's Call or enough magic at this point. Just the threat of the mana being open is enough.
This is a big decision, but at the same time, you got to think about confidence. I mean, this guy is winning the game so hard. There's a good chance that he just passes.
He shouldn't. He really shouldn't.
I mean, he's winning.
Yeah, he has to Berserker's Call.
Nice.
So Berserker's Call used instead of Enough Magic. I think I like that as well because Enough Magic is almost a subpar Gust nowadays.
Subpar Gust.
It does similar things. Just moves straight to combat phase and stuns or silences the units that you're playing against.
I think it's a little better than a subpar Gust.
It's a different situation.
It's a game winner, baby.
Gust before used to be a little broken.
Old Gust. All right, well, with that enough magic, I mean, he could basically just close out this game in the middle lane. I think he's actually going to put Ogre in lane 1. Are we hoping for the Time of Triumph or the Thunder God's Wrath super play here?
Well, it would kill with the refresh. It would kill.
But Tidehunter, though, that's a bad position, baby.
Initiative. Well, Jasper Daggers, though.
That is true.
That would answer the Ravage.
So with Thunder God's Wrath, get Ravage, put down the daggers.
Now we have enough magic to serve as a subpar Gust in this lane as well. So we have 2 ways of stunning now. One Gust comes down. We can see the Ravage come down first. Ooh, the multicast as well. That's pretty huge for later on.
I think you might just enough magic here, though. Screw it. Screw it. Just end the game. Boom. Don't even waste the Ravage. Don't even think about it. You know exactly what's coming. You win the game.
This is game here. Spring the Trap not even needed to be played. And we talked about lane 3 being very low. Only 2 HP. That's it. That's game. So Maggo playing too aggressive for Vin. Vin couldn't stop kind of this siege, this aggro damage early on in time. The very weak bodies on the blue heroes. Dying every single turn. Rix as well, just feeding gold to Maggo. And in the end, not enough to stop the onslaught.
Never saw the thick boy. Never got a chance to come out. Never saw stars align.
No Ravage. A lot of things missing, but I think Maggo's still pretty happy. Able to defeat VinKelsier here and move on from the group. So again, we continue with the trend of this unknown, in theory, player moving on as the victor. And VinKelsier can still fight for a spot later on.